All right, here we go. Mark and John are taking your calls right now at 913-408-7710. The lines are open. The floor is yours on a Tirade Tuesday here on KCMO Talk Radio. Let's do it. Let's kick it off here on a Tirade Tuesday and go to Prairie Village where Larry is hanging out. What's up there, Larry?
Well, my tirade is I hear you talking in a disparaging way continuously about the woke and the cancel culture coming out of the left. And really, if you melt it all down, what you're saying is that you're no different than the right wing. I mean, you guys canceled Bud Light and really hurt the company bad because you didn't like what you were doing. And what is the difference between a woke person and a person that is unwoke? Is it they're just oblivious, they'll buy into any kind of ridiculous concept, or what? I mean, what is an unwoke person?
Let me answer the first part for you, Larry. No one canceled Bud Light. Here's what happened.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Okay.
Here's the difference. Here's the difference, all right, when it comes to cancel culture versus the free market. Cancel culture is when a small mob goes after a company for their beliefs and says, you can't believe that and you shouldn't believe that. What happened with Bud Light is half of America saying, I'm just not going to buy your beer. I'm going to make a decision to not buy your beer and let the chips fall where they may. That is different from cancel culture, Larry, and I know that you know better.
Oh, come on. You know that's a ridiculous comeback. So they don't like their beer all of a sudden. What they don't like is that they put a transsexual on the cover of a can of beer. And you guys, every right-wing guy in the country was railing about it.
If you think, by the way, Larry, I've got a full line for Tirade Tuesday. If you think that it was just like right-wing crazy, I mean, they're off 30% in sales. A lot of just people that don't want their beer mixed with politics decided that, you know what, there's enough other cheap, easy beer to drink. I'll go somewhere else. That's it. And Bud Light made a decision. The free market reacted to that decision. It wasn't a small mob of people trying to destroy a business over something that they did. It was just people reacting in the marketplace to decisions that a company made. That is very different from cancel culture, Larry. Maybe a little nuance for you, but very different. 913-408-7710 as we roll through it on KCMO Talk Radio. John's in Lee Summit. What's up, John?
What's going on? I have a quick little tirade here. Unions, not a fan of them. Used to be a part of one, not anymore. I'm tired of the UAW striking because they're working for Biden in this process. They're striking, wanting more money. They're raising the price of normal cars to close that gap between gas-powered cars and electric vehicles, which Biden said that they would do since they can't bring the price of electric vehicles down. I don't like electric vehicles, don't want any part of them. They have no use for me or the power grid that we have right now. Mm-hmm. And the last little bit is, Larry, you need to act like you don't vote with your dollars, brother.
Thank you, John and Lee.
All right. Have a great one. Let's go, Brandon.
All right. There you go, buddy. Well done. 913-408-7710. We have an open line on a Tirade Tuesday. Let's go to Dennis in Smithville. Go ahead, Dennis. Good morning.
Hi, Pete. Good to talk to you. Mine's about 800 numbers. If you actually find one that they answer, it's somebody that's not speaking English. They answer different questions than you ask them. So you end up pressing your ear real tight to the phone, like that'll help you. My buddy had that happen, canceling a trip in Ecuador, and he's trying to listen to him, and all of a sudden a rooster crowed, sounded like it was sitting on her shoulder. he about peed himself, and then he started clucking like a hen to answer back. He said it kind of took off the edge of being so upset, you know.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know about you and your buddies there, Dennis in Smithville, but I don't answer any phone that has an 800 number attached to it anymore. Sometimes they're important, usually they're not. I'm not even picking up the damn phone.
No, this was calling a company trying to get a
an 800. I got you.
Yeah. No, I don't answer those either.
That's just as bad as well. I try to avoid that. That's well done there, Dennis. Well done, my man. Have a good one. Good Tirade Tuesday from Dennis in Smithville on KCMO. 913-408-7710. We got an open line for you on a Tirade Tuesday. We'll keep it rolling. Rick in Lafayette County. Let it rip, Rick. What do you got for me?
Pete, I am so mad about Joe Biden bailing out all those billionaires and millionaires in San Francisco when that bank collapsed. In less than 72 hours, he was guaranteeing their money for them, and then he sent $700 to Maui. I am irate about that.
I don't blame you one bit. Yeah, $700 in Maui, which buys you a cup of coffee out there. But don't worry, all these Silicon Valley bankers, they're living high in the hog,
And they're smart enough to know $250,000 was all that was guaranteed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And my tax dollars, your tax dollars, went to bail them out.
Hey, at this point, we're at our great grandkids' tax dollars. That's what we're spending right now.
Well, thank you. Yes, you're correct.
Yeah, it's unfortunately that's how it is. Thank you very much, there, Rick. Appreciate that. I mean, sad, but he's right. I just saw Sam Bankman-Fried's trial starts today. He's the guy that was tied up in that. One
Bitcoin
of those
stuff.
Yeah, the Bitcoin. What was it? Gosh, he was tied into that whole deal. So, Tirade Tuesday, 913-408-7710 on KCMO Talk Radio, 710 AM and 103.7 FM. Wrap it up for me, Bob, Prairie Village. Go.
Yeah, Pete, I'm calling out the despicable Dems in Washington and all their voters, even ones I know, for being so lousy in marching in a half-dead corpse, Dianne Feinstein, to make a vote on the floor of the Senate. How in the world can they even stand themselves after doing that?
Hey, Bob, let me ask you something. Both parties have geriatrics running the show, in fairness. How can we say that's only one party doing it?
Well, because I've never seen the Republicans march in a dead body to vote. And you have with them in the Democrats, you've seen it with Robert Sheets Byrd and Feinstein and probably others.
That was funny. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate that. Here's what I would add to the equation there, though, on that one. If the Republicans had trotted out, let's say it was McConnell or whoever, pick your ancient senator, there's a million of them to choose from. If they had trotted out one of your guys, right, for some key vote, would you take the moral high ground? Or would you say, you know what, every vote counts? I mean, I'm just asking. The best thing if you want to talk about age of Dianne Feinstein and senators in general, I saw this headline in the Babylon Bee, and it read, Dianne Feinstein's death not expected to impact her run for re-election. I mean, you want to, have some fun with it. That's the approach. But that's frankly across the board. No one is willing to do anything about the fact that the country is run by people that we wouldn't hire to be greeters at Walmart. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but just a fact. And, a big part of me says, too, if you're okay with us going into a presidential year with two guys who are combined 160 years old leading the way, I'm sorry, but, not a lot to complain about with Dianne Feinstein, McConnell, or any of them. I felt for a long time, you know what we need in this country? We need age maximums. We have age minimums. We need age maximums when it comes to not term limits, because you could have somebody running for office at 80 years old then. Age maximums. I don't know why that's so offensive to people. I bring it up, and I'll tell you what, John, the emails I get, people get livid. They're upset when I say, wait, hold on. We've got age minimums, and you guys aren't bothered by that. Well, age is just a number. Yes, it's also a number on the younger end. 35 for some is, for some people, that's still being a frat bro. For some, it's raising a family and living a life and doing the whole thing.
May vary from state to state, but if you're old enough to fish in your state without getting a license, then you're too old to run for office. How's that?
I'm good with that. That
works.
works.
Like somewhere in 65 plus, something like that.
Yeah, that's good with me. 846, Tirade Tuesday in the books on KCMO Talk Radio.